we have a lot to talk about, so I'm not even going to play any intro clip or trailer or anything. I'm just going to get straight into this. Bumblebee is a crowd-pleasing movie. It actually is. I really liked Bumblebee. I think there are some better movies playing, like Into the Spider-Verse and Aquaman, but I do have to say, I saw Mary Poppins yesterday, and this is better. Sorry, Mary Poppins, but this just has more fun and good to it. You know, Mary Poppins, if you see my review, you know what I mean, that it's just a sad movie. But this is just crowd-pleasing fun. No sadness, no anything appropriate for, like, little kids, and it just works. It's where this Transformers franchise should go. And Bumblebee really, just sets that footing. I'll talk about the negatives. I'll talk about one of the negatives in the mixed, because one of the negatives that I'll get to is that the movie is too small and too long. That's pretty much the only negatives. And the too small part, maybe that's kind of a mix, so I'll put that in the mix section, but we'll get to that later. We need to talk about the good stuff, because there's tons of good stuff. You have amazing acting here. The three main standouts in kind of the acting is John Cena. He's got the funniest lines, and he pulls them off perfectly. You've also got Haley Steinfeld. She's kind of finding her footing, as you would say. She's kind of okay, interesting. She's, there was one moment where she was just she was good, but she wasn't didn't have the correct role. And now she has the correct role. This is the best role for her to do. She pulls Charlie off perfectly. She's smart and intelligent and good with her fighting skills, but she's not like a Mary Sue. So Christina Hodson doesn't go too far with the Mary Sue-ish kind of vibe to Charlie, but it's just right. And Christina Hodson, her writing, because she's written the script for this, she's absolutely amazing. If, John Cena has two funny lines. I think one of them is in the trailer. But he has two amazing, just funny lines that I was just LOLing out. If Christina Hodson actually wrote those lines and they weren't improvised on set, I'm going to feel a lot better about her Birds of Prey movie. Because her Birds of Prey movie, I'm still not sure about this Birds of Prey movie. I'm actually not sure. That's for another video. Right now, Bumblebee, she does an amazing job. Again, she doesn't make Haley Steinfeld too much of a Mary Sue, and she doesn't make her, not a Mary Sue. She has that exact fitting, and we'll get to the fitting later on, and, the tone later on. But everyone just feels so real, including the family. So Charlie's family, the actors that they got, they were cheap actors, but they still made a really good impression. And I think it just worked. It actually worked. Christina Hodson did a very, very, very good job at trying to make these actors be like the characters. So, not in as say for example, Haley Steinfeld. You take Haley Steinfeld. She's this person who at some part just wanted attention just a bit more of attention. And so you try to make Charlie wanting attention, but also something that Haley Steinfeld could grow into. So Haley Steinfeld, instead of wanting attention, now she's going to grow into the person that wants to stay away from attention. Because, the opposite is the best one. And so they try and make Charlie stay away from attention because there are these teenage girls that are picking on her. And so it really fits with Haley Steinfeld because she's experienced that kind of thing before. And so that's what the writing and the script cleverly does. Another big positive is that just everything fits. It feels like someone was just okay, we need to watch Pacific Rim for the Michael Bay movies, and then they didn't pull Pacific Rim off, like a Pacific Rim reboot. That's what they tried to do for The Last Night. And then for this movie, they're just like, okay, we'll look at the Iron Giant. And it just feels like the Iron Giant, but made in the 80s and live action. Everything fits. If I had to say, it has like an E.T. kind of vibe, I would say. Because it just feels so 80s that it has special effects that are from the 2010s. But all the writing and all the aesthetic choices feel like they're from the 80s. So if you were to release this not in 2018 but in 1988, people would actually go, whoa, those visual effects were really cool, but it still feels like a modern movie. And so now it doesn't feel like a modern movie, and that's a good thing because we're getting so much modern movies these days. But back in the times, they were all these movies were trying to like replicate Star Wars. Like, oh my gosh, we have bicycles flying through the air, and oh my gosh, we got big boulders chasing people, and oh my gosh, we got all this stuff and all this stuff and all this stuff and all this stuff. Please, we're trying to blow your mind. We got this stuff. This movie, if you were to release it back in the 80s, it wouldn't be trying to blow your mind. It would just blow your mind. Just like that. It wouldn't try to blow your mind, but it would just blow your mind. And so people would feel a sense of relief, like, oh my gosh, they're not at least trying to blow our minds over and 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 over again. And so that's a good thing for, this would have been released in the 80s, that would have been a good thing. And then this being released in the 2010s is also a good thing because it's not that modern. So I'm just going to quickly speed round some quick great positives about this. Travis Knight does an amazing job going from animation to live action. This is the kind of movie for him. He directs it nicely. You know, the tone is well balanced. So you've got a bit of sweet, you've got a bit of sour. There are rumors that he's been asked to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's a bit too sour because he likes to have a bit of a balance. So he might change it up a bit if he does that. But Travis Knight did really good well. Also, the action is nicely well choreographed. You can see everything that's going on in a sometimes graphic way, but still, you can see everything that's going on. Also, the music just had me jumping up and down in my seat. The music choices were amazing. And Angelina Bassett, as one of the villains, gave a really good impression. Again, we go to the mixed kind of section. The movie just feels too small in scale. And I kind of would have liked it if it went bigger, just a bit bigger in the third act. Because then it would have like this grand triumphant thing. But it didn't really go that way. So it's not really a good thing and it's not really a bad thing. But it's still, you know, it's still there. So it's interesting. So I put it in the mix. And then the bad is that it's like 10 minutes too long. Like they could have pushed it back in like the first half of the movie. Like the first half is a bit stretched out. But overall, Bumblebee is an absolute crowd-pleaser movie. Little kids. That's who this movie is for. Little kids. Like 8 or 9 year olds. Perfect. Perfect movie for them. You know, not too much sweet, not too much sour. Perfect. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys go see Bumblebee. It is better than Mary Poppins. I will see you in another video. Bye.